Hello, everyone. Thanks again for taking time out of your day with me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Steve Hicks. I'm the Security Practice Manager here at Endsight, and today I'm going to give a better explanation of what our phishing testing review process is. And I would say it's going to be in 90 seconds, but if you've seen any of my videos before, I talk a lot. So hopefully few minutes. So to start, what is phish testing and training? Really quick recap. We send fake phishing emails to your teams, and if they click, they get trained either right there on the spot or they get enrolled in training, as well as sending proactive training every quarter that people pay attention to and have to follow along. Our standard is we send a fake phishing message roughly every 2 weeks, and we send a quarterly training proactively, not a reactive training every quarter. For those of you that are familiar with our push about the 3 pillars, people, process, and technology, this is your people pillar. This is training the people, your first line of defense, the weakest line of defense, and the easiest one to get through. Fooling people is frequently the best attack we have. Remember, if you get all the way to your technology, 2/3 of the process has already failed. That being said, that's why phishing training is important, right? We're trying to keep people to know, listen, your email is a target, you're a target, you personally human are a target, and all the data you can control and see are a target. People are going to send you emails for that. So what have we found when it comes to phish testing and training? We have found that clients are very interested in it for like a quarter. People want to be the Gestapo. They want to see what people have done. They want to see where they have clicked, what emails were most successful, what device they clicked on. So they're really into it and they're really into the portal. Our more technical clients want to see the reports and they want to know what can happen there and how they can modify things, et cetera, et cetera. But the problem is, just like interest in the phishing email you just received, interest in the phish testing and training product fades relatively quickly. All the clients that are super into going in every week and seeing who they got, that doesn't last very long. So I'll give you an example. For those of you that have had the 12 steps around your life, as I have, they preach HALT: hungry, angry, lonely, tired. When you are one of these things, your resistance is down. And that's when you're most likely to fall for an attack or, in the 12 steps, have a relapse. For those of you that are paying attention, who missed the missing E in lonely? The bad guys only have to be right one time. The good guys got to be right every time. We don't want phish testing and training to fade. We don't want it to become complacent. We actually had an organization that came to us. They had a 50% click rate on their phishing emails and a 2% training rate. They may have had the product, but they sure weren't using it. So to combat this, we have come up with a fully optional service that will help, right? Set up and managed by my team, by the security team. Once a quarter, we will go in and send a report of everything that's happened in the last quarter, everyone that clicked, whether or not they were enrolled in training and which training they took. We will review the configuration. And this is important. We are sending phishing emails after all. We have to get through the spam filters and make sure that our mails are being set up properly. If they're not being set up properly or they're not getting through or new users, for example, aren't being put in, we're going to see that. We're going to fix it. We're going to notice it. We also report on your best users, your worst users, that kind of training. It's very, very important. And the best part about this is you don't have to log into the portal. There's no technicality needed. There's no absolutely must do this. We're not going to stop. We're not going to miss it. We're not going to forget. You're going to get a report letting you know every quarter what's going on with the system, making sure we're still having value with it. And once a year, we update that training to make sure it's relevant and it's picked properly for client organizations, right? We wouldn't send a winery a bunch of legal advice. So we do our best to make sure it's tailored and trained. People ask me all the time, do I have to have this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have several clients who are very into the portal and they set up their own trainings and their own standards and they're ready to go. We act as resellers. Fantastic. If that's you, you're done. Thanks for the time. I'll see you at the next video. If you don't have time for phish testing and training, however, you're going to ask someone to help. And people say, well, can't I do this with my account manager? Well, of course, but remember, can't let this drop, can't let this forget. So I'm certain your TAM will answer these informational questions for you as soon as old workstations are done and being talked about. As soon as you've reviewed all your tickets, and those are good. As soon as you're done with your recent cloud migration or other project, and we're discussing that. As soon as you air any grievances that may have happened, and as soon as the other account management stuff is done, I'm certain we're going to talk about phish testing and training because it's always top of everyone's mind. You ever have a meeting with your TAM get cut short? Or you ever have something go off the rails? Security always gets cut first, everybody. It's boring. Phish testing and training isn't particularly interesting part of security. And listen, sometimes bills take more precedence than anything else. So we're trying to find something that will never run out of time, can't possibly go long, we won't forget about, we'll make sure it's top of mind, and have a actual human security engineer review to make sure everything is going well. And there are a couple other benefits to it as well. Having us review the configuration occasionally finds issues. And I don't necessarily mean setup and technical issues. Again, Microsoft themselves are trying to block us from sending your phishing emails. So sometimes they'll change something and we have to go back and change it for all of our clients. We want to make sure that got done. Sometimes you'll have new users, right? They should be in a group that automatically gets set up and they should be getting the phishing emails. Did they? Are we sure? It's good to check that. We also want to make sure the logic hasn't changed. Do you want to get your emails on the Tuesdays, or you want to space them out every 5 days, or anything like that? And we also make sure your training is updated. We've had several clients come to us and say, I've gotten the same 5 training emails for the last 2 years, and I'm done with this, and I want to do something else. So while you can do it yourself, absolutely, and you can do it with your account manager, absolutely, this is a guarantee that we're going to do it. We're not going to forget. We're going to make sure that it is up to date, the standards are right, the configuration is correct, and it's never going to be pushed off the agenda for something more pressing or important. Security kind of has to work like that sometimes. We got to make sure it gets talked about, even if it's not interesting, and even if it's not fun to chat about, and even if it's kind of a pain for getting caught. It is a really important thing. And again, people, this is the most important of all of it. Hopefully that answers the questions about why we do phish testing and training and why we do the security reviews of phish testing and training. Again, a completely optional service, costs 4 hours a year. We do recommend it, and it was built based on client feedback of, I don't want to get involved in this, just tell me how I'm doing. If that's interesting to you, talk to your account manager or reach out and talk to me. You know I love talking about this kind of stuff. Until then, stay safe out there.